The unprecedented economic challenges facing Ohioans require the use of every resource at our disposal to jumpstart our economy and create jobs. Governor Strickland recognized early on the importance of securing these federal resources, and he went to Washington. I think he spent a lot of time in Washington, as a matter of fact, to fight for Ohio, to make sure that Ohio would get its fair share of our tax dollars returned to this state. And he was successful. His efforts, along with those of the Ohio delegation in Congress, have put Ohio in a better position to improve our economy and create jobs for hardworking Ohio families. The legislature has worked closely with the governor to make sure that the stimulus dollars are used to maximize public benefit. We discussed principles, many of which were enumerated by Director Molitaris, that focus on economic development for the projects to be selected. Our members identified the best projects around the state, working with their community leaders. We in the legislature worked to make sure that this money could get out quickly. So in the transportation budget, we've eliminated a number of bureaucratic roadblocks that would otherwise prevent us from getting this money out. And we worked to ensure transparency and accountability. We will require the appointment of a Deputy Inspector General to make sure that the money is spent appropriately. As a result of these efforts, we now have the resources to fund a variety of key infrastructure projects that will provide a much-needed shot in the arm to our economy. These projects will not only create jobs in the short term, they will have lasting, positive impacts on our economy for years to come. While we identified projects all over the state, we in the House rejected efforts to impose quotas requiring certain areas to get minimum amounts. Instead, we focused on the projects to make sure that the projects selected are transformative and will create jobs for years to come. Projects such as the Interbelt Bridge in Cleveland can have a transformative effect on Cleveland's regional economy. The ability to repair this bridge will improve the safety of those traveling on the bridge, and it'll foster economic activity, preserve existing jobs, and create new jobs for years to come. Amidst the toughest of economic times, it's more important than ever to take smart action that creates jobs and opportunities for Ohioans. While we're in a recession now, we must not waste time in positioning our state so that as the recession lifts, we will have a strong and competitive economy. The projects announced today represent a key investment in our future, so that when we go back to have the budget conversations similar to what we're having now, the budget conversations in 2 years or 4 years or 8 years, we'll be able to have a much different conversation and be in a much better place.
Pack resources to work quickly and efficiently. We must continue our commitment to taxpayer accountability. Every project selected for funding will be identified online. Every contract will be selected in a fair and transparent manner and subject to careful scrutiny. And we will require recipients of stimulus resources to account for every dollar spent. And I continue to support the establishment of a new independent, nonpartisan Deputy Inspector General position with authority to monitor distribution of federal recovery resources in Ohio and to ensure that the taxpayers have full confidence in this stimulus process. Finally, I would like to recognize the importance of providing all Ohioans with access to opportunity to participate in the recovery. We will follow not only the letter, but the spirit of the law in providing all Ohioans with the broadest possible access to the opportunities that these resources provide. The state of Ohio will require recipients of Recovery Act resources to post any new job opportunities at both www.ohiomeansjobs.com and Ohio's one-stop sites. At least one site is located in every Ohio county. One-stops provide a variety of training services and match job seekers with employment opportunities. And finally, the last speaker, I'm going to ask Dennis